Hello and welcome to this tutorial explaining how to search the digital Foundling Hospital archive. The digital archive is searchable from the home page here, or it's searchable from the search page, which can be accessed by clicking search in the top right corner here. Now from here you can easily find any record where a particular word or phrase appears. And when you search for a word or phrase, the entirety of the digital archive is searched. So this means the transcripts, but also the contents of their catalogue records. And to show you what I mean by this, I'm going to start with a search for the word petition. So I've just typed in the box and then press search. And this takes you to the search results screen. You can see we've got 185 results for the word petition. The search results screen essentially is a list of catalogue records for the volumes that contain your search term. So in other words, if a result appears here, it will take you to the catalogue record, and then you can see where your search term appears within that volume or bundle. So for example, we can see here that petition appears in the title of this catalogue record, but also if we jump into bundle 7 of the petitions admitted, you can see that you now get a preview of where that word appears within the transcript of one of the pages in this volume. And then if we scroll down, you can see it's also being flagged up in the catalogue record and highlighted in red. And then very quickly we can just jump in to this example here by clicking on it. And that takes you straight to the page for this search result. And you can see if you scroll down to the transcript that that term is being shown within the transcript highlighted in red. I'm going to use a different example now. So if I wanted to search something new, I can clear my search here at the top. And this search box will then search for anything in the archive again. If you wanted to search for something within this bundle, you could use this search box here, but I want to search for something across the digital archive, so I'm going to use the top one here. I'm going to use the search term chapel this time and press enter to just search that. And you can see again, this is being flagged up in one of the titles of one of the records. And this time we have 138 results. But maybe I want to order or kind of sort my records here. And you can do that by using this drop-down box on the top right that says order by. If you click that, you get all the different options of how you can order the results. For example, if I was to use the title sort, I can see the apprenticeship registers come up first because they start with A. And if I use the date oldest, you can see that the General Court Rough Minutes come up the first volume because they start in 1739. If I wanted to narrow down my date range and hone in on a specific period, I can do that as well. So maybe I want to search for 1752 to 1760. Just click the little plus button there. And you can see that first result's disappeared because it doesn't fall within the date range. And I now only have 11 results in total. It's important to note that there may be more than one instance of your search term within a record, and you actually have to enter the catalogue record to see how many search results are within the record. So for example, if I jump into the subcommittee minutes volume 1 here, you can see there are actually 54 results in total in this record. So the word chapel appears 54 times in the pages of this volume. And from here, if you want to see those results in the page viewer, you can launch the page viewer here, which will take you straight to the first page of the volume, but you can also jump straight to the search results. So if I maybe I'm interested in this second one here, I can click on that, and that will take me straight to page 35, and you can see the search result within the transcript here highlighted in red. Either way you enter the page viewer, you will get your search results appearing on the side here, and you can scroll through these and click on them to navigate through the volume. Once you're in the page viewer, if you want to apply a different search to this volume, you can do so by clearing your search at the top here by clicking this button, and you see the search results disappear, and apply a new one. So maybe I'm interested in nurses, click the search and those new searches appear along the right hand side. And again, you can just navigate through these by clicking on them. So maybe if I go to page 33, I can see this section here where the word nurses appears. So now I'm going to show you how to search for a longer phrase. If I go back to the search page here, I'm going to use the term Brunswick Square, which is where the Foundling Hospital was based in London. So when searching for multiple words, you can use any of these options here, and these are only relevant if you have multiple words to search for. So I'm just going to quickly show the difference these different options make. So first of all, if you search match all words alongside your search, this will show any instances where all the words in your search appear in the same volume, but they don't necessarily have to be together as a phrase. So to show you what I mean by that, I'm going to click search. And you can see we have 65 results here. And if I jump into the first result, you can see here that Brunswick Square does appear, but it's also highlighting all of the different instances of the word square within this volume. If I was to go back to the search results, I can then change those parameters by using this drop down here. So instead of all words, I'm going to go for any word. So now these search results will be instances where any of the words in the phrase appear in the transcripts. It's why we get so many more results, because you don't have to have both words present, it's just either of them. So I'm going to jump into a different volume now. So if I go for the claimed children volume, you can see that only square is present in this volume. Brunswick doesn't appear at all. And finally, if I go back to the results again, and I just want to look for the phrase Brunswick Square altogether, use phrase like so. I can go back into the first result and show you that just Brunswick Square is being highlighted, whereas before we were getting all of the different examples of square. And that's why we only have 34 results for this option. You can also search just for a phrase by using quotation marks. So if I use all words again, but I put quotation marks around the term, like so, click search, we again have 34 results. And if we jump into the first result, you can see there it's being treated as a phrase. It's also important to note that some words like square are often abbreviated within the digital archive. So you might have to consider that when you're doing your search. And one way you can kind of get around this is if I go back to the results and remove those quotation marks, you can use a wildcard, which is an asterisk for our digital archive, which basically means that any phrase that starts Brunswick SQ and continues with any other word or letters will be searched for. So to show you an example, if I search here, and if I maybe jump down to these petitions, you can see that Brunswick Square appears in two different forms here, but also all the examples of square in all its different forms, SQR, SQ, and square, fully spelled out. And this also works for phrases. The final thing to mention is that an advanced search is also possible, which means you can narrow down your search even further. And that's just on this other tab in the search page. As you can see, it says useful for very specific searches, allowing you to choose the fields to include or exclude from your search. So if you have a very specific search to carry out, you can use this page here.